Good morning, ladies. Um, I've been severely under the weather. I still sound a little raspy, but I just want to share something with you with regards to your divestment journey. There's something that we need to be clear about is endogamy. And you have a lot of men out here who are endogamous, which are those who marry within their own race and ethnic group. The reason why I want to bring this to the attention of Black women, because we must protect ourselves from fetishization from other men. We hear all the brouhaha from all the neck bones who sit up here and tell us how we're not wanted, and welcomed by other men. Well, even though that's, inaccurate, we must understand about endogamy. And the reason why we must understand and look out for, men who practice endogamists, if you will, because you'll get men that'll just want to be with Black women for the experience, their little science project. You have guys say, I never been with a Black girl before, type of propaganda, mantra, nonsense. We have to look out for stuff like that, because you'll get guys here, men, who just want to be with the Black woman for the experience and nothing more. Okay, he'll be with you, but won't marry you, won't make an honest woman out of you, but just want to be with you for bragging rights, just to be able to say, oh yeah, I made it with a sister. Yeah, I made it with a Black girl. I'm not racist since I've been with a Black girl, or I've dated a Black girl, or made it with a Black girl. We have this type of foolishness that's going on out here. And the reason why I wanted to embark on this is because the divestment movement has gained traction, and a lot of people know about it. It's talked about in many different forms, with many different, or should I say a myriad of content creators. So, you got the neck bone biscuit head bandits out here who are just on an undying quest to debase, degrade, besmirch the Black woman, to convince her that they're her only option. Because this is what makes Black men undateable for us, is because they think their shit don't stink. Excuse my language, but I just have to be very, clear. They think it don't stink, and they think they're the Black woman's only option. And this is why we're not, and this is one of the reasons that they don't value us. Never mind the apex level of self-hatred, because Black men are hard at work and breeding themselves out. So they're getting with women, who are of different parts of the rainbow, if you will. Okay, that's fine. Date who you will, but look at how they debase, and besmirch, our existence, our phenotype, our being, just to be with women of other races. But, we don't hear other men telling us that they don't want us. This is just propaganda from Black men. But we have to understand, there are other men who are listening to this, who's hearing all this propaganda, all this nonsense. They're hearing it. They're hearing what the black men are saying. They're watching the videos. We got the lurkers. We got men out there that are lurking. They may not be saying anything, even though they might not be saying anything, but I got to tell you, they're listening, they're watching, they're lurking. You're seeing these videos. And so the reason why I want to put this out here, because I don't want other men to try to use these ones who want to fetishize. We don't want them to think that, oh, what's this, that is going on. I can use this as my opportunity to get this special notch on my belt. You know, you got some guys out here who will try to take advantage, of what black men say about us. And also because we are divesting and we're dating out, marrying out, we have to be on the lookout for those who may try to take an advantage, of that. And that's where this comes into play here. Endogamy. So we have to be on the watch, because you got guys that want to sleep with you, but with no intention of marrying you. And you have a lot of groups that are like that. Arab men. And this is no shade to them, but I've known about this from many women for many years, that they'll sleep with black women but won't marry them, but don't have a problem sleeping with you. I know a young lady who was in Dubai on vacation. She speaks fluent Arabic. Well, that's not something she puts out there. And she was going on dates while she was in Dubai, but she did not make it known of her fluency in the language. And so she was on a date, and this man, restaurant owner, comes over. He knew the man. So he's talking, oh, beautiful lady, it's your lovely date. So then the man goes to switch in Arabic, talk about, no, this is not a date. This is just a black blankety blank that I'm going to make it with. That I'm a F, after this date and be done with it. So this is what the guy said. He totally reduced this black woman. But thank goodness he was stupid. And thank goodness that she was smart and was armed with the fluency of the Arabic language. So she put him on blast right in front of the gentleman and said, you're right, this is not a date, but you won't be hitting it. You won't be doing anything with me after this. I have, so she just let him know. And the guy was mortified. And the restaurant owner was like, oh my God, you speak Arabic. And she says, surprise, surprise. Excuse me, I have somewhere better to go and better people to be around, something to that effect. So she removed herself and she left. So that guy he's into endogamy. He just wanted to make it with this black woman. That's all he wanted. He wasn't dating her in spirit and in truth. He just wanted to get him some brown sugar. Let's call it what it is. He just wanted to get the brown sugar. And then he can go and brag to his friends how he made it with this black chick, because they got rumors about us black women being highly sexualized. The whole Jezebel mantra, the sapphire, all of that. And so you have men who are knee deep in endogamy, want to go ahead and have their little fling. It's just like how the white woman gets with black men just to see what it's like, have their little fantasy. Well, it's the same thing with black women. You got a lot of losers from different backgrounds who are embarking on this little trek, this conquest, just so they can have bragging rights. Oh, we made it with a black woman. You have losers out here that this is a game. This is an act. This is a plan. This is what's going on out here. So, no, we got to make it known. We're not going down that road. Not going down that road at all. You have to listen to a man's conversation when you're on these dates. When they get to asking color-laced questions, that are of a sexual nature, and when they get to saying that they've never dated a black girl before, or that they've never been with a black girl before, we have to pay attention to that. We must pay attention. Okay, if you've never dated a black girl, you've never been with a black girl, you never kissed a black girl, hug, touch, whatever. So if you never had any kind of experience, or should I say the black girl experience, because that's really what it is, let's just call it. So if you didn't have this experience, why are you, what got you to start dating black women? What makes me special? These are questions we have to ask, ladies. When we get guys who with this, I never been with a black girl, I never dated a black woman. Well, what made you decide to start? What was it about me that made me your first black woman to date? Why are you interested in black women now? You never dated black women before. So what is it about black women that have now sparked your interest? These are questions we have to put to them. Okay, so what makes me special? What is it about black women that you notice now that you didn't before? This desire that you have to want to date black women, where is that coming from? Do you have friends who've dated black women before? Because you'll get some guys who will have friends who will just be with black women for sex, or dated black women or whatever, and they share their experiences. And then you'll get other guys who want to try it out because they hear from their friends. They heard all the stories. They've heard all the details. No matter how erotic or illicit or whatever they may be, or kind of decent, but they've heard them. Enough to spark, their curiosity. So we have to ask, What is it about black women that you now find curious enough that will make you interested in dating? Because we got to filter out the BS. Because guys, who are into endogamy, if you're an endogamist, if you practice endogamy, you have no business being in a black woman's face about anything for any reason, as it is clear what your customs are. The custom of marrying only within, it's a custom of marrying only within, the limits of a local community, clan, or tribe, race, all of that. All that comes into it. So we don't need to get caught up in this. Because guys who are into endogamy are dogs. You look at the word endogamy, it's got the word dog in there. No offense to everyone's best friend, but you get the picture, you get the drip, you understand what I'm saying. We have to be on the lookout as we divest. We have to be careful. The man has to earn you. You see, we got to weed them out. So this is how you weed out guys who are into endogamy. This is how you weed them out. Post those questions to them. Okay, you never dated a black girl. That's a sign. Well, I wonder what it's like to be with a black girl. These are things, and when they get to asking these erotic sexual questions, or if they get to fawning over your appearance, your smooth brown skin tone, when they start fawning over your phenotype and all of that, you're not trying to be nobody's little science experiment. No, we're not doing that. And don't think because the black woman is divesting that she's desperate or she can't find anybody, because you got them out there who will think along those lines and use the movement as a come up for them so they can get their little rocks off, on some chocolate here. We have to be on the lookout for that. We totally have to. Because this is what's happening. This is what's going on here. And we don't have time for it. So when they come with those kind of questions, you got your antennas, got your radar. Needs to be going off. Wait a minute. So if a guy is into endogamy, he don't need to be in your face. You don't want to date a man that's curious. Because see, that's playing games. That's somebody, let me see what it feel like. Or what it's like or what it's about. And then they want to kiss and tell to their little friends. We're nobody's plaything. We are no man's plaything. So since we're not going to allow it. We're not going for that. And if a man asks you what you're looking for in a man, ladies, here's the perfect answer. I don't know, but I'll know when I see it. Because see, that cuts the bull game. That cuts out all the playing too. Because if you tell a man what you're looking for, then he's going to take on that persona to get what he can out of you. He'll undertake it. So you just tell him, I don't know. But I'll know when I see it. That mess them up every time. Because whatever plan that they had, that response to that question, that response is a monkey wrench that you threw in the whole program. You know, we're not going to be dealing with men out here who figure that they can use the fact that black men are not suitable for dating and not safe for the black woman to be around, you know, as a come up for their own for the fulfillment of their own fantasies. Because these guys who practice endogamy, they'll date you for years. Look at Laura London with what's his name? I forget. Astrodome, aka Nipsey Hussle. He was with her for years. Had a child with her, never married her. Endogamy. Because, see, you just going to be the plaything. They're not going to marry you because, see, marriage means wealth. That means inheritance being passed down. That means access. So they ain't going to do that. And I think he's Arabic. I think he was. But yeah, he was with her for about, 10 years? Whatever it was, about 10 years, and never married her. And then look what happens. Now, if she didn't have a child with him, what do you think she would have been in receipt of from his estate at the time of his demise? What do you think she would have got, ladies? She wouldn't have got nothing. Why? Because he never married her. Why? Endogamy. That's it. A lot of these men from a lot of other cultures, we have to be very careful in dating them because, you know, endogamy is the core of their life, their family, their lineage, their DNA, everything. Whether he's Italian, Arab, Asian, I'm not saying none of them will date and marry us, but let's be for real. You do have a segment of various populations out here of men who don't mind laying up with a black woman, slumming with her, sexing and all that stuff. But when it comes down to the nitty-gritty of marriage, no. When he's ready to get married, he's going to go back home. And he's going to marry Fong Fang, Anush, Guadalupe Talibia, Lola Bridget, or whoever. You know, but it's not going to be a Isha or Renee, you know, or a Tammy. You know what I'm saying? Or a Keisha. It's not going to be one of us. So we got to cut them off at the path. Don't be sleeping with nobody. If a man quits calling you and quit dating you because you won't sleep with him, look at it this way, you dodged a bullet. Because if he can stop coming around, stop calling you because you won't sleep with him, that was what he was hanging around for anyway. That's all it was. He wasn't serious. He wasn't sincere. A man has to earn you, ladies. And if a man doesn't know what it means to earn you, he don't have no goddamn business being in your face. He has no business even speaking to you. And you have no reason even acknowledging the fact that he exists. So we have to make divestment work for us when we're out here dating men of different cultures. Because a lot of them do practice endogamy. A lot of them do. So we don't want to be reduced to somebody's experiment, somebody's plaything, somebody's toy. We're not going to be somebody you're going to go back and talk to your friends about. Oh, was it everything they say it is? No, you're not going to be said it about us. We don't want that to be said. We really don't. This is why we have to no, we're not doing that. We're not doing no parts of that at all. Because it's very disrespectful. Because we're being used. Men who practice endogamy, these endogamists, whatever you want to call them, they're users. Avoid them like you would black men. You got to avoid them. Because they're insincere. They're only trying to add that special golden notch on their belt. If they're talking about everything other than marriage, and the quicker they talk about sex, and how they never been with a black woman, and all that crap, the quicker you can end that date. The quicker you could be gone. Ladies, we have to protect our bodies, our heart, our minds, our spirit, our identity, and everything else that makes up who we are. We must protect it. We have to. No one else is. We have to do it for ourselves. I'm serious about that. And we can't be worried about their feelings. It's better for them to look at you as a prude than to be played. Because they'll date you for years. Any woman that sits up here and dating a man 2, 3, 5, 12, however many years, not only are you wasting your time, you are playing yourself. Those men can be lovey-dovey, nice to you, the whole bit. But when it comes down to marriage, they're not going to marry. I had a friend who dated one of those. One of these men who practiced endogamy. Was with him for 7 years. Did all kind of stuff with him. Playing wifey. The whole bit. Got pregnant by him. All kind of stuff. But when it came time to get married, he took his butt back home. He went back home. Yes, he did. And he dumped her. He dumped her by text. That he could no longer remain in a relationship. He could no longer continue, without being married. He wanted to get married, but not to her. Because see, when they're done playing, because that's all it is, they're playing. That's all it is. These men who are into endogamy, they're just playing. getting their little rocks off, whatever, they're just playing. And when they get tired of playing, they leave. They leave. They bounce. They start, when they're ready to go, then they start orchestrating their exit strategy. And they will create a reason to leave. No point in lying about it. It's what they'll do. They'll come with that exit strategy. They sure will. So, ladies, I just want to put it out there, because I'm hearing, we know what's going on out in the YouTube streets, out in the digital streets. We know what's going on. And since we are black women unprotected, I make it my business to see to it that we're not getting played out here. To make sure that we can protect ourselves and not get caught up. Because they'll do it. They'll sit up there and get with these other women. They'll just be with you. You're just something to do. You don't want to be reduced to something to do. He was with Laura, he was with her for like 10, 11 years and never married her. That's a waste of time. She could have been met somebody else to marry and have her children in wedlock. These men, they just waste your time. Can't let them do it. Can't allow it. So you have to find out if these guys are into endogamy. Because if they're into endogamy, you need to remove yourself. End it right on the spot. Remove yourself. Because the only thing you're going to get out of it is the waste of your time and the pilferage of your body, your mind and spirit, and you'll end up with a broken heart. And they're not worth it. So see, these men who are into endogamy, these are the dogs that we need to know about. So I want to put this out here, ladies. So as you continue to date other men from different backgrounds, you can have this on your mind. And then you can ask questions. Because you got to know where he's coming from. Because ask if there's any interracial marriages in his family. If there are no interracial marriages in his family, that should tell you something. He show you pictures of his family and you don't see no diversity, that should tell you something. That's something to think about. And they're dating you and doing everything but proposing to you. Okay, ladies. He ain't proposing. That's a problem. That's a major problem. He's not proposing to you. That's a problem. You're just being reduced to something to do. Because these men who are into endogamy, they'll do everything except marry you. They're not going to do that. They're not going to marry you. A lot of them won't have children with you either. Some of them won't have kids with you either. if they're raised in the United States, they're more inclined to do that. But if they're not born here, raised here, they're not going to have no children with you. They're not going to, no, they're not going to have anything. They're not going to have nothing tangible with you. Marriage is tangible. Having a family is tangible. They're not going to do that. Nope, they'll use you to sow their oats. They'll do that. But they're not going to marry you. They're not doing that. They're not going to step outside the tribe, the race, the ethnicity, the family. Oh no, we got to keep our bloodlines pure. Things along those lines. So, hey. So, ladies, now you got something new to think about. And this should help you in screening men clear across the board. We as black women, not screening men, that is not a luxury that we can afford. None of us at all. Therefore, we must do it. And we have to do it without any reservations with regards to how they feel or think. No, so what? Dating is a battlefield. We have to protect ourselves. Regardless to what anybody thinks about it. We have to make it known we're not going to be that little Jezebel that you high up for. No, we're not her. We're not doing it. So you could just about forget it. So ladies, glad to be back. I've been really sick. But this was just on my heart. This has been on my heart, been burning on me for a while. And so I just want to put this out here. Because there's a lot going on out in the YouTube streets. Out in the social media streets. There's just a lot of stuff that's going on with regards to us as usual. So I just wanted to do this. And put this out here. And how we need to protect ourselves from it. Endogamy doesn't work for black women. It doesn't. It hurts us. Just about like everything else. So like we have to be on the lookout for everything else, we got to be on the lookout for this too. For men who are practicing this. We have to be on the lookout for it. No, I'm not going to be your plaything. I'm not going to be somebody you just laying up with. And then when you're ready to get married, you getting ready to go back home. Because you're ready to get married now. I think not. Nope. Because see, you're just being used. Just being used. So if you like this video, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. Please be aware of your surroundings. Be cognizant of everything that is going on. Be cognizant of everyone around you. There's a lot going on out here today. And protecting yourself is being aware. That is the first form of self-defense. Have a great day, ladies. And be safe out there. More to come.